April 17, 1975. I joined hell. It's the only description I can tell you.
Makara Meng was 5 years old when the Khmer Rouge invaded her home in Cambodia. At 4 in the morning, her village was awakened by the Khmer Rouge demands to evacuate.
Don't take anything, just leave. I took my piggy bank. My mother took bags of money. That's valuable stuff. My dad kind of suspicious something really went wrong because being police officer, he heard something. We left the house joining hundreds of people from the same village onto the road, just keep on going. We question each other like, where are we going? They said, leave town.
Before then, Meng's village was a peaceful place where she lived with her family.
Everybody in the community or in the block know one another. So I could go to my neighbor, they would watch me. I would go, or their neighbor would come to my house. My parent would watch their kid. That's the life of city and village. So we're very open. We're not isolating like right now. Everyone knows each other. Yeah.
No one knew where they were going when they left the village. The Khmer Rouge soon forced them into labor camps where Meng was separated from her parents.
Life during Khmer Rouge was beside hard work. There's nothing else. You work or you die. My job started at 4 in the morning until noon. Lunch was a bowl of water with a few grains of rice. If you cooperate, I wasn't the kid that's cooperate, so most of the day I had just a bowl of water. You have to done well in order to get 4 or 5 grains of rice with that water. Yeah, so I ate whatever I can get my hands on. Cricket, frogs. This is not big frog, they're little baby frog. Grasshoppers, grass themselves, all kinds of leaf and fruit. Whatever that animal eat, I would eat.
She says there were at least 100 children under 10 years old in her camp, led by a teenaged overseer.
During 3.5 years, I had 2 pairs of clothes. Whatever I wore for that whole first year, I would go to bed when it was wet. I would go to bed when it's dry. So I only have 1 pair. There's no changing clothes.
Meng survived 3 years in the labor camp until Vietnamese troops invaded Cambodia in 1978. Children were told to find the parents from whom they had been separated.
I came to where we were first dropped, the location that we first arrived there. And then I was there for 2 days, 3 days. Nobody came to claim who I was. 1 day went by, no one came. I didn't see anybody. Started to cry a little. Fall asleep, eat some bananas, and then fall asleep. Under the big, maybe mango tree, I think it was. Second day went by. Now I'm getting really scared because no food for the first day, no food. Now second day, really no banana, definitely no food. I start to cry more, but then nobody show up. Third morning, about probably, 10, 11 o'clock, I saw this old lady walk towards me. And then she asked me, my nickname is Mom, M-U-M. She said, "Are you mom?" And I said, I recognize her voice, and I said, "Yes, that's my mom." So then she said, "Where's your dad?" She said, "Where's Pa?" And I said, "Nope." "Where Nope, Nope is my brother." And I said, "Nope." And then she started to go down the list of all my relatives, 43 other people. I think after she said to number 10 or so, she just break down crying. So we stay right at that location for another half a day. Then she took me into town to find food, and then we left the location. So 45 family members when the war began. After the war, 2 left, me and my mom, in rags. Our body looked like skeleton and our clothes was rags. So we were 2 skeleton covered in rags.
After finding a radio on which they could receive Voice of America transmissions, Makara and her mother learned of a refugee camp near the Thai border. Without any real directions, they went in search of it.
It took us a long time. Walking at night, sleep in the morning, sleep during the day, and then you walk at night, trying to cross over. So from one town to the next, we finally make it to the border, but this is there's a town called Battambang and Thai border. That's a critical time.
At Battambang, they had to navigate a great deal of danger.
There's mine, there's guerrilla, Khmer Rouge guerrilla, there's Vietnamese soldier, there's government soldier. They don't want us to leave. So that's life and death moment.
After another 3.5 years in a Thai refugee camp, Meng had the opportunity to immigrate to the U.S. At 14, it was the first time she had encountered a cold climate. When she arrived in Boston, she thought she could make a fortune selling snow cones made from the snow, until she saw how much of it there was. She lived in Lowell, Massachusetts for 16 years and moved to Portland in 2001, where she owned and ran a grocery store for 8 years. There were, she says, some challenges, and one of the biggest was communication.
For my whole life, since when I arrived, until now, I've been waiting for someone to say to me, "What is it that you wanted to do?" That question haven't been asked. It's always, you do this, and then you will get to hear. It was fine for the moment, or at the time, that was a fine way. Until now, I would say, if only staff, social worker, school, doctor would say, "How are you? How's your life? What is it that you want?" It would have been a different picture, but I don't remember any of those questions had asked me.
Meng now does volunteer and advocacy work in her community, recognizing what she calls the joy and the opportunity of being in America.
Sometimes I question myself, why am I still here? There's many others time that I encounter death and I still alive. So sometimes I celebrate the moment of alive and said, I'm strong, I have message, I have purpose to achieve.
For Immigrant Voices, I'm Keith Ludden.